You always say that.
Because I didn't.
Yeah. I got to get my drink.
Hello, people. I got the notification.
Oh, look at you.
I'm cold.
It's 75 in this house.
I'm cold. I'm cold. Tweet. Share.
I finally dumped all that ice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I did. It was like this big sheet.
And a hello, if anyone's watching, I'm sharing.
Oh, there's only 2 sodas left.
I just grabbed one.
But you'll have another tonight.
No, I won't.
Okay, then I'll have another tonight.
Why do you drink so many sodas?
Because you don't have tea.
Well, maybe you should stop at Wawa and get tea.
You should.
Why should I? I don't drink tea.
But I do.
So you should be the one to stop there and get it.
I don't ever pass a Wawa.
There's one right across the street from work.
But I don't pass it. I'm already in front of it.
Hello. Sorry, I'm like really late on responding. What are you doing?
Getting my drink.
The soda's cold.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any coffee.
Yeah, you drank it all.
Yeah, I did drink the last one.
Can I have the blanket that you threw over there?
That I threw?
Yeah. Oh, I can't see.
What's going on, Junior? What's happening, bud? What's going on, man? Everything good? Everybody having a rad time?
My hair's a mess.
You look precious, Lisa. Well, it's that time of year again
Where it's cold.
where it's freaking freezing.
I moved to Florida and there was frost on the ground today.
And
It's only, cold here in Texas. What's the temperature? It's 52 right now and it's supposed to drop down to like the low 40s.
Cindy, what's happening? How are you?
Hello.
But like I said, it's that time of year where it sucks. It's completely cold. It's 2 weeks till Christmas, so we have to do one of those Christmas fun Q&A things.
Q&A.
Yeah, right? And
Why do you have this resting on my puzzles?
it's not resting, it's on it.
Why do you have it on my puzzles?
It's not going nowhere. It's fine.
Don't ruin my puzzle.
I'm gonna ruin it. And we all know.
40 degrees in Houston, Texas. That's cold.
Let me see emoji hands if
You don't like the cold.
no, if you know how I feel about Christmas and me trying to do
30
this
degrees in Jersey.
Q&A.
See, I moved out of the tri-state because I don't like the cold, and now it's cold here. I thought Florida was supposed to be warm.
Florida's not warm.
No, they lied to us. They lied in that
There was
Move to Florida brochure.
Yeah, there was nothing in the pamphlet.
They completely omitted the information about, hey, it actually gets cold down here.
It wasn't in the pamphlet when I signed up.
No.
It really wasn't. But we're gonna get into some Christmas Q&A for all you loving Christmas people.
For all you loving I like Christmas.
So this is pretty much gonna know our past, present, and I guess future.
Future?
I guess.
It's cold.
On some of these questions of Christmas time is here.
Christmas.
I did get one of my presents today. Rad. I'm excited. Got a new surround sound for the TV.
Which he bought before we had the garage issue.
Yeah, before the garage fell on us. 600 watts, and I can go even louder. Add some surround to it. But you ready to get into the questions?
Why are you talking weird?
I talk like this normally.
No, he doesn't. Okay.
Lisa's gonna read the questions. They were just some fun questions, I guess, that I got off the interwebs. And we'll answer them
There's a lot of questions.
as brutally honest as possible, because I am very brutally honest, especially about this holiday.
Okay. What's the first Christmas you can remember?
The first Christmas I can remember, I don't know. I was too young to remember it.
Yeah, I don't know.
What a stupid question to start
I
off.
feel like kindergarten. I don't really know.
Like, do you remember your
How old was I? I don't know.
first Christmas you remember? I don't know. I was a little lad.
A little lad.
I don't know nothing.
I don't remember how old I was.
Yeah.
The first Christmas I remember. And they all kind of jumble together.
They do. Like, it was one continuous holiday.
It's like, I don't remember
For,
if
like-
that was when I was 5 or 8. Like, I was a kid.
It must have been during one of my blackouts. I don't know. Like, what a weird question.
When's the first Christmas you remember? I'm gonna go with the year of 96.
The year of 96.
There was a blizzard.
There was a blizzard. Oh, I remember the
That's
blizzard of
what I'm
96.
saying. But was that in January of 96?
I don't know. It was
But then
96,
if
so.
that's the case, it might have been 95. I don't know.
But yeah.
I remember the blizzard. I don't remember the Christmas.
No, that blizzard was bad from what I remember.
It was.
Yeah.
The snow was up to the roof
I remember
our
that.
2-story house.
I remember, like, I think it was my dad and I, because we couldn't get out of the house.
No, you couldn't.
Like, I couldn't open the door because the door was going that way, so obviously the snow was there, so it was pushing us in.
remember.
So we had to, hold on. So we had to, my dad and I, we got our shovels, we go into the garage, we open the garage door, and freaking snow was literally, because I was younger, was taller than me, and my dad's like, don't hit your mom's car, it's buried somewhere in the driveway, and I ended up hitting it anyways. Because how could I not see it?
I remember my brother, my sister, and I digging tunnels out of the front door to get outside. And then I remember my dad and our next door neighbor were on the roof shoveling snow off the roof.
Yeah. Crazy times.
But I don't remember Christmas, but I remember the blizzard of 96.
So we'll go with the blizzard because, I mean, that wasn't Christmas, but it's, you know, what we
Was it
remember.
around that time, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. What was the best the best present you ever received as a child?
The best present,
As a child.
I'm going to say, was probably in 1992. 93.
You're giving a year.
I'm giving a year. Roundabout because I think my dad, my parents, they got me an awesome toy Ultimate Warrior. I believe it was an Intercontinental Championship belt. He was the World Wrestling Federation champ, but he was mainly known for being an Intercontinental champion. And I think my dad got me that one. And I was like so stoked because I always wanted to be Ultimate Warrior, even when I was older and still to this day. When he passed away a couple of years ago, I was like heartbroken. But I would always I had the belt and I would paint my face like his, and I would rip all my shoelaces off my shoes and tie them around my arms, and I would just start running around the house.
Running around?
Yeah, breathing heavy because that's what the warrior always did. He'd always be like, running, so that's what I did. That's probably my best present as a child.
I don't know. I guess because these things always just come to my mind, and like every little girl, either one of my American Girl dolls, because I had 2 of them, or my mom got my sister and I one year, she got us each, it was called a My Twin doll. So my mom found this company and you send them a picture of your child and they create a doll that looks like you.
That's creepy and weird.
I have it. It doesn't look like me anymore. And then it came with matching outfits. So I still remember the outfit I had with the My Twin doll. It was like these black athletic pants with these white stripe down the side. And then the shirt was white with a black stripe across the middle. I still remember it. So I'm going to go with that because I still have a vivid memory of getting it.
That's like how they start off horror movies. Have you ever seen Chucky? I mean, seriously.
I was cloned in a doll. Yeah.
That's weird, man.
It was pretty cool.
That reminds me of a Chucky doll.
It's
Horror
somewhere
movies.
in a box in one of the closets that my mom mailed down to me with my 2 American Girl dolls.
Thank God you don't have that thing displayed. I probably would have broke it out of sheer terror.
I'm keeping them in case we would ever have a little girl that wants to play with dolls.
That wants to play with you as a doll.
It's not gonna look like me anymore.
You could be like, hey, that's your mom in that doll.
It has thicker hair than I do.
Your spirit is embedded in that doll. That is so weird, but I guess whatever. You know, it's a fun thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, there's that.
Next
Tony
question.
thinks my favorite gift was creepy.
That's creepy. It's a horror movie.
No. What was the worst present you ever received as a child? I feel like it's probably one of the gag gifts my mom got.
The worst present. I don't know. As a child.
Were you there the Christmas my mom got all the guys those like bleachers? The butt bleachers.
No, I wasn't there for that.
That was or the head scratcher.
We got the head scratcher and the back scratcher that I used as a beard scratcher
right.
because I had a long beard. And then your mom got mad at me for that.
Because it was meant for your back.
But as a child, going off that,
Was it as a child or was it? Oh, yeah.
as a child, I guess when you're a child, you want toys. So I guess probably the worst Christmas present was when like grandparents gave me like clothes and socks. Which is kind of crazy because I like socks now.
You're always like, I need socks.
I need socks. I can never have enough socks because I always lose my socks.
You probably have more matches than what you think.
No.
You have like 3 drawers of socks.
But I go through them and I match up
You
and then
go
I
through
throw
them,
away.
like, once a year.
I think you have my socks.
No.
I don't know.
What is the best Christmas you both gave to each other? I know that one.
Oh, like present-wise.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Christmas we got each other
Yeah.
both our instruments.
We got each other both
Not even
instruments.
knowing we were getting the other one, or the other one was giving us an instrument. I got him his guitar, and then he got me my keyboard.
Yeah, which her keyboard is set up over here, and my guitar's in the other room. She won't let me trade my guitar, though.
No.
But that's what you do as a musician.
No,
You trade guitars.
I bought it for you.
You
It's
trade
safe.
instruments, but
And B. Bean, your question, I believe, is one on this list, so we'll get to it.
we'll get to it. Yeah. So if anybody has a question, we'll look on our list. If it's not on our list, we'll answer the question.
Oh, we never answered. Oh, you answered the question about the worst present ever.
They said
well,
we
as a
became a
child.
band. Lisa won't play with me.
You won't play with me.
I tried to. I'm like, Lisa, give me a G chord. And you're like, what?
That's because it's different between the piano and the guitar. Because I'll do it, and you'll be like, that's not a G chord. It is on the piano.
Whatevs.
You
You have to answer.
my
Yes.
worst.
Gift as a child.
I don't necessarily know if it would be. I don't really know what would be my worst gift. No, I know, but it's not as a child. Does it have to be as a child?
No. It doesn't. These.
Last Christmas, last year, my parents played a cruel joke on me.
Oh, is that the spider thing?
Yes!
That was funny.
So, I got this box, this little box.
Like kind of
wrapped
almost
up.
like a jewelry box.
Yeah,
Very
so
small.
I thought, okay, because my mom will randomly, like, get all the girls the same piece of jewelry or whatever. So I figured it was jewelry related. So I open it, it says wooden box. And I'm like, okay, my mom probably just ran out of, like, jewelry boxes or something. And it's something small she put in the box. And as I opened it, this rubber spider flung out at me. And it was a terrible, terrible present. I don't like it at all.
She hates spiders.
I'm terrified of them.
I used to not mind spiders until one day I was working at the silo doing side work.
So you got bit by a million
And
of them.
I was doing new tile work. And the next day, me and singer Frank Phobia, we wake up the next day and he calls me. He's like, are you messed up? Although he didn't use the word messed up. And I was like, yeah. Like I looked in the mirror. I'm like all puffy. He's like, I am too. So we were like, what the heck's going on? And I went to the doctor because it was getting bigger. Like my ear was swollen. I couldn't see the other side because this part here right under was like swelled up and pushing my eye up. And my neck was swelled out too. And I went to the doctor and he was like, oh, you got of course you didn't feel it or anything like that, but you have about 27 or 28 baby spider bites on you.
And people wonder why I'm terrified of spiders.
And then ever since then, I like have this thing about spiders. Except like she'll run away, I will
He can
kill
at least
them.
kill them. I can't get close enough to kill them. I like.
But what
go
do I
into
do?
panic
What do I
attack.
say to the spider when I actually talk to the spider after I kill it?
You're like, tell your friends about me.
That's right. And I don't even like sweep up the spider. I'll leave the spider there.
The squash spider, so that all of his spider friends will know what will come to them.
That's right. I always talk to the spider like, tell your friends about it. And then I do like, after I kill it, I'm always like, you know, strong Tony, you know.
Yeah, I hate spiders, so I think that was a cruel, cruel present they gave me last year.
It was kind of funny.
Everyone laughed because it's kind of almost like a Jack-in-a-Box type of box.
Like, kind of.
Like, I mean, you didn't crank it, but it just pops out. So, like, as you open it, like, the spring just, like, flew out.
Because I think it was like a slide box or something.
It was a slide box. And as you slid it, the thing popped out, and I screamed. Hated that gift. Hated it.
It was funny.
BB, and you asked another question that's on this
Yeah,
list.
you asked a question that's on the list. So
Two
we
of
will
them
get
now.
to them.
What did your family used to do on Christmas Eve?
What did we used to do on Christmas Eve?
I know what mine did.
Back in the day, it stopped long ago, but we would always have a Christmas party with like family and
I remember
friends
that.
would come over.
Yeah.
We got like 30, 40 people in the house.
That stopped
And,
when
like,
your parents moved down here.
Yeah, and like all these relatives and people that I don't even remember as a kid, but like, you know.
Your neighbors.
And neighbors and everything else. But it's always like those awkward moments because like you see these like people like once a year for like 10 minutes and they're like, oh, do you remember me? You used to come to my house. You were like 7 years old. I'm like, at this point, like 20 some years old. I'm like, yeah, sure. How you been? You know?
And then they leave and I'd be like when I started coming around, I'd be like, well, who was that? I don't know.
Exactly. Like sometimes seriously, for a while, when Lisa and I was like first dating and I would bring her over to these family functions, I had this like thing. I don't know if I utilized it a lot, but I would be like, if I don't know a person's name to introduce you to, I'm going to like nudge you a little bit. And if I do that, that means you have to introduce yourself so I get a name. Because I just wouldn't know.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't really talk to too many people.
No, I was always doing my own thing.
Or we talked to like your sisters and like their families and your aunt.
Yeah.
And your next door neighbor we would talk to.
Yeah.
Because we knew him.
Oh, yeah, I knew him.
So, my family on they didn't do that on Christmas Eve.
My parents?
No.
I thought it was Christmas Eve they did
No,
that.
your parents would always go out to dinner on Christmas Eve. At least by the time I came around. The Christmas parties were never Christmas Eve.
I thought they were. They used to
No,
be,
they
I
were
think.
like the week before Christmas.
I think they used to be.
That was before me then. I don't know.
I think they used to be.
So
I'd have to clarify that with my parents, but I don't know.
I know though by the time we started dating, your parents we'd go out to eat. We ate at a
Giovanni's.
Was it Giovanni's?
Yeah.
Was that the name of it?
But I don't think we ate there every
No.
time. It was just wherever we get into.
Yeah. But what my family did on Christmas Eve, we would go to our church's Christmas Eve service, and then we would go to a friend's house from church, and we would just play a bunch of games till we left and went home.
I'm not a game person.
He's not. I grew up with family.
Hate games, unless it's
See,
Monopoly.
I love playing games, but he never played
I will
them.
play Monopoly or chess.
Redneck Life.
Oh, and Redneck Life. Because that's just hilarious now.
Midnight Mass BBC would go to on Christmas Eve.
My parents, when I was younger, we used to always go to Christmas Mass, and then I stopped going when I was like...
go to Christmas Mass.
I'd go to some Christmas thing.
Yeah, Mass
at church.
is a Catholic church.
Oh, well, I'm not Catholic, so I would go to whatever. Somebody's asked, Redneck Life, question mark?
It's a board
Okay.
game. It's pretty much the game of life,
But
redneck.
rednecks.
The goal of the game is to see how many teeth you have left, how many youngins you have, and if you're out of debt.
Exactly. Yeah, it's such a funny game because when we were like going over the game and we would read some of the cards of whatever happened. It totally reminded me a little bit back home. Not that rednecky, but pretty close.
It's pretty funny.
And it's funny. Yeah, so it's a game of life.
One of our friends
But
down here
rednecks.
introduced it to us.
I know, and it's
And now
hilarious.
whenever we go to their house, I want to play Redneck Life.
Yeah, so I'll play that one. So, chess, redneck life, and or Monopoly. That's it. That's all I'm playing.
Yeah, so that's what my family would do. Someone asked you, do you ever listen to punk Christmas songs?
I do. The Vandals do an Oi to the World song, which is really good. Dropkick Murphys has that Christmas song. I think it's called "'Tis the Season" or something like that, or "The Season Is Here." It's a pretty good one by Dropkick. Very mellow. Other than that, it's usually like punk bands who do traditional Christmas songs and just make them better. You know? Because I really am not a fan of Christmas songs.
Bean wanted to ask, no card games? He doesn't play games. He's a butt. My mom gets really mad at him.
I'll play blackjack. I used to be a very, 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 very big blackjack gambler.
But my mom gets...
That's actually how I made a living when I was out of work one time for almost a year, and I was making a living going
to the casinos
3 times a month to the casinos, and I would bring home, I'd bring home a lot of money. And I would bring home a lot of money for other people.
But I stopped that. My mom gets mad at him because she always wants the entire family to play games. I told you,
I won't do it.
Nah, I'll pass. Or
especially like charades where I have to draw. She's like,
charades, Pictionary.
Pictionary. She's like, but you're Tony boy, you're such a good draw. No,
that
thank you.
Like telestrations.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Hey, he will do it if my mom bugs him enough, but he's not happy about it. Okay. Next question. What's the earliest you ever woke up on Christmas Day? Well, I'm assuming as an infant I was probably up all night.
I would say probably on the average for me as a kid, probably like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, because I would run downstairs, nobody would be up, everybody's sleeping, and I would just look to see how many presents I had under the tree. And then I'd go to bed, and then I'd be like, is someone getting up soon? Because, like, are we doing this?
I want to say the earliest hold on. B. Bean said, is he doing a good imitation of your mom? I'll give him a B. She doesn't call you Tony boy. She'll go, Tony, my boy.
Oh, that's right. Tony, my boy.
Tony, my boy.
Sometimes she says Tony boy.
And
sometimes.
And then if you annoy her enough, then she'll first name you.
And then I'm like, hey, what are you first naming me for?
Anthony.
And then I'm like, run away.
Okay, so the earliest I woke up on Christmas, I don't know for sure. I want to say probably around like 7 a.m. because I know when I was younger, even on weekends, like I was the first one up in my house. Like I would just get up probably anytime between like 6:30 and 7:30. So I'm going to go in the middle and say 7.
That's probably...
And I remember I shared a bedroom with my sister, and it was in the rec room, which was pretty much the finished basement. And so I'd like go upstairs, same like you, and I'd be like, how many presents are there?
Exactly. And then you'd see how many were there of yours.
And then you just annoy your parents until they would let you open presents.
And then they would like make it worse because when they get up, they'd be like, well, before we do anything, we're going to have breakfast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, are we doing this or not?
Or like my mom would be like, I have to go pick up your grandparents who seriously live 2 minutes away.
Like, really?
But even after they got there, we would just have to wait.
Tell her to walk.
And like my family, like you never like, it wasn't just like an all in, everyone open up their presents. Like my mom would hand out the stockings and everyone had to open up what was in their stocking. And then she still does this to this day. She has like this number system where she has the presents numbered so she knows what you're going to open. But like she hands the gift out. So it's like one person opening a gift at a time. unless people are getting the same gift, then she would give them both, and then you'd have to open it at the same time. So it's not even like a free-for-all.
No, it's a number system. So you
It's
have to
a
just
number system.
you have to like wait till somebody goes, and then if your number is drawn.
It's not like she picks a number out of her hat. I think she's just trying to like strategize, like. 'Cause
But it fails her every year.
It does, and then she tries to surprise people, and then Tony and my oldest sister are really good at guessing like what they're about to.
Oh,
open.
I can guess it.
And my mom gets so annoyed, like she'll go to either one of those, and she'll be like, "Okay, smarty pants, what's in this one?"
And then I go, and I'm like, I can name it to the T what it is.
Usually.
I won't be like, oh, it's a T-shirt or something like that. Or, oh, it's a record.
You'll
I'll
be
be
like,
like,
"Oh, is this the jersey I asked you?"
oh, this is
for?"
the jersey of so-and-so player, or, oh, this is the record from the band, blah, 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 that album. And she'll look at me and she'll be like,
No, she'll give you that.
well, whatever. Like, I can name it pretty good.
All right. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, where did Santa leave your presents?
Under the freaking Christmas tree. Where else does he leave it?
I know. In the fireplace. Because my parents' fireplace isn't real. It's like one of those decorative fireplaces. And I'm one of 5 kids. There wasn't enough room under the tree. So there would be presents under the tree, in the fireplace, under the piano, and under the coffee table, and then some stacked up by the window.
So how did Santa get out?
I always ask, we don't have a chimney, but then you watch the movie Santa Claus and one just appears and he magically slithers down it.
But if he puts the presents in the fireplace, how does he get up without damaging any of the boxes?
I think my parents then tried to tell me he went out the front door.
So breaking and entering.
Isn't that what he's doing with the chimney?
He's breaking and entering.
Did you have stockings? Yes.
Stockings. Yeah, man.
Yeah, stockings are always like your necessity items.
We have
So, like,
stockings.
Well, my mom used to put candy in the stockings too, but then like after a while she just started having this community candy bowl. But yes, stocking stuffers are like your toiletries that you need.
This is Lisa's stocking. And this is my stocking. Because I like the Mimmins.
And we have nowhere to hang them right now, so they're hanging on my keyboard.
And I have this cool advent calendar.
That's still not hanging up.
I have to hang them up.
You gotta change the date
And
on
I gotta
it.
change the date on them. But I've had this since I was 15 years old. It's a little Scooby-Doo. And you move his little bone to wherever. Beautifully preserved since I was 15 years old.
Santa's still trapped at Lisa's, buried in the fireplace.
Yeah.
It's not a real fireplace, though, people.
Santa ain't coming this year. He got COVID.
I don't have COVID.
Santa.
Oh, Santa has COVID.
He's too high risk.
Visiting all those people around the world. All right. Did you open up one present on Christmas Eve?
No, we never did that.
Nope. I wasn't allowed.
I never asked because that's something that we never did. I knew friends that would do it, not a lot,
Yeah,
but
I know some friends
seldom.
that would do it.
Like they could just open one, but we never did that, so I just never asked.
No.
I never even questioned as to why. It's just something we never
I
did.
think the only, quote, present we were allowed to open before Christmas was like when we were younger, we used to get like our Christmas church dresses. Or like from my brother, like his Christmas church suit. But it wasn't really a present.
TJ,
because,
that's
like,
a question on our thing, so we'll get to that, buddy. Just hang tight. We got you. See, Cindy used to do that.
Yeah, so like that was about the only, quote, present we could open. But like we already knew what it was because my mom would take us shopping and we would pick out what we wanted to wear. So, no, we never opened up a present on Christmas Eve. Did you secretly open up a present and rewrap it? No, I was never that. I was Miss Goody Two Shoes. And I didn't know how to rap, so it would never have worked.
I have.
Tony's like, I have.
Yeah, I'm actually very good at maneuvering things to make it look unopened. So I knew how to be very specific with the certain creases that were on there. Hey, I was up at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. I got to do something.
I can't wait to, like, open it.
And then we would carefully slide it right back in, just see what he got. I didn't do it a lot,
that's
though.
why my parents didn't. T. Ivan said, with a large family, my parents would not let us open Christmas Eve, fear of losing control. Maybe that's why my parents didn't do it, because there were 5 of us kids.
Could be.
And yeah, if one of us started opening, then there would be like, it'd just be a snowball effect.
Exactly. Well, it happens. See?
So.
Everybody did it. Everybody secretly unopened except for Lisa. She's a goody. A goody two-shoe, as you call it. What's the meaning of two-shoe?
I don't know.
Like, yes, you have 2 shoes. I don't understand that.
All right, moving on. What food or drink did you use to leave for Santa?
It depended. We would leave cookies with either milk, cookies with a Pepsi, or cookies with a lager.
Now you definitely know it was your dad.
And that was it. He got cookies and or milk, a Pepsi, and or a beer. That was it.
We would leave cookies for Santa with a glass of milk and carrots for the reindeer.
Ew, eggnog. Ew, how disgusting.
No eggnog.
Ew. I know people like that stuff, but ew.
Yeah. Santa got the cookies and the milk, and then the reindeer would get carrots.
Oh, God. Reindeer would get carrots?
Yeah. You gotta feed Rudolph.
Man, mother F Rudolph. Who cares? What about all the other reindeers?
We left enough carrots for all of them.
But what about the rest of the reindeer up in Finland?
They didn't come visit.
But what about them?
They didn't come visit. They didn't get carrots.
Gotta feed
Eggnog
the
is gross.
Well, where did you get the reindeer? Didn't come into your house.
Santa had to take it up to the roof.
Santa's fat butt ate them.
Probably.
Santa ate the carrots.
He probably could have used them instead of the cookie.
Probably could have. I mean, how is Santa still alive?
By what is it from Santa Claus? Like, God believe. Remember the elf Christmas cheer?
Wait.
Singing loud for all to hear.
Wait, hold on. How does it go with elf? You guys help us out.
Christmas cheer, sing loud for all to hear.
But there's something more than that.
That's the only way to make Santa's sleigh fly.
Something was loud and clear. I can't even remember it.
Santa has magical powers, that's how.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
I got nothing. Santa's magic. Should be arrested.
For breaking and entering.
Mm-hmm. Breaking and entering. The man drives drunk. Because, if my parents would leave him a beer,
other families
we're not the only people in the world that's leaving him a beer. So now he's drinking and driving.
Drinking and riding.
Drinking and riding. Breaking and entering.
But he doesn't steal anything.
He used to, remember all the old commercials? He used to have a pipe.
Oh,
he would
the best
smoke.
way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
So he'd be covered in soot and he would smell of smoke. And you would let him in the house because he said he has something for your kids. Should be arrested.
Moving on.
Oh, I'm such a Grinch.
Oh, hold on. Have you ever built a snowman? Do you want to build a snowman? Or made a gingerbread house?
I have never built a snowman.
Which is ridiculous.
I have
because you
never
lived in PA.
built a gingerbread house. I never did either of the two. I didn't find it fascinating to roll up a ball of snow and have my hands even more cold and wet and freezing.
Wear gloves.
Which get wet and cold.
You don't wear the cloth gloves. You wore your actual snow gloves.
No, I don't have time. My time is too precious than to sit there and roll a ball.
I made
Never
many
did it.
snowmen
Never
as
did
a
it.
kid. Rarely on Christmas because usually the snow wouldn't come until the New Year.
Yeah. It's
Rarely. I mean, there were a couple
I don't
times.
think in PA, as long as I lived, maybe once, ever had a white Christmas.
I wouldn't
Maybe
call,
once.
I wouldn't call it a white Christmas because it never stayed. Like,
No.
it might have snowed.
Maybe a dusting.
But it didn't, like, it melted right away.
But I've never done any of them. Never
So,
did a snowman, never did gingerbread house.
I made lots of snowmen as a child. And I did do gingerbread houses, but that was usually, like, at school. I think we might have done, like, 1 or 2 at home. I didn't enjoy making the gingerbread houses as much as I did making
Too
snowmen.
messy. I don't know, just because I don't like gingerbread and I wouldn't want to eat it. I don't like ginger. What?
T. Ivan says, wouldn't social services be after Santa? Think of it. Hangs around kids, watching your every move. Stalker.
Yeah, true story.
So, yeah.
They have Oreo houses.
I like Oreos.
Are they double stuffed? Because if it's not, I don't want it. Moving on. Next question.
Describe a typical Christmas morning as a child.
I think we kind of like already did that.
Waking up early.
Nobody's up.
Nobody's up.
Someone gets up.
You try to wake them up. Then they begrudgingly get up. Then you just complain and nag to open presents.
And they want to make breakfast and sit around, and Dad's got to put on the Christmas music and all
We didn't necessarily
this.
have a big breakfast, but then you had to have your big lunch. It would take forever to get to the opening of the presents. It was a lot of me complaining.
Yeah, I complained a lot. True story. So,
Until we got to open presents, and then I was happy.
yeah.
So the morning wasn't very fun as a child.
No. So I feel that's about every child's or every past. So next question. Since we kind of already answered that earlier.
Did your family used to play Christmas music?
My dad will play, still this day, will play Christmas music, I think, starting on Thanksgiving. Or the day after.
Yeah.
He still does that.
I feel like
I think he still does that.
I feel like my mom does the same thing. She'll start playing music on the radio and like CDs and whatnot, either starting Thanksgiving or Black Friday. Not before Thanksgiving though. But actual like playing of Christmas music. Well, when my grandfather was still alive, like he played the piano. So as soon as he'd come over, he'd just sit at the piano all day and play. And then as I got older, I would spend the time waiting to open presents by playing Christmas music on the piano.
I just remember Dad would always play, at the time when I was younger, it was a lot of Elvis Christmas records, which were awesome because I love Elvis. He's the king. And my dad would play...
That's another question we'll get to.
Oh, we'll get to him. We'll get to the question. They're already in there. And
There's a lot.
My dad used to have this Alvin and the Chipmunks like comedy Christmas CD, I remember. I think he still owns it. But that was pretty funny. Like Grandma got run over by a reindeer and all that stuff was on there.
And Grandpa got run over by a beer truck.
I don't think that was on it. I don't know. It was a bunch of stuff, but it was kind of cool for what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Next question.
Moving on. Did you ever go singing Christmas carols?
Hell no.
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh God, with your voice?
That's terrible. Yes, I went singing Christmas carols.
You lip synced, right? Just kidding. She has a voice of an angel.
Stop laughing!
That's cool though. I mean, some people like to do that. I never found it interesting to walk around people's homes.
You wanted 1 year to go Christmas caroling when we did it for Lainey.
That was a different story. Those are different, whatever, circumstances, different things. That was her last one.
Yeah.
That was different.
It was.
As I never thought it would be like fun to go to people's houses randomly and annoy the hell out of them by singing terrible Christmas songs.
Christmas caroling for me, like we didn't necessarily go to people's house. It was like an organized event. So like everyone in the town would like go Christmas caroling.
Plus,
I don't know the words. Necessarily like singing in front, like.
How did you all know all these words?
They usually would give you like a pamphlet if you didn't know them. But a lot of them were your typical Christmas songs.
I don't know the words to the typical Christmas songs.
Jingle bells?
I actually don't know them. I don't. I could not tell you. besides the chorus, what the words are.
All right.
I couldn't do it.
Bean said, how do you feel about Christmas season starting earlier and earlier every year? I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it completely.
I love Christmas, but I feel like there's a time for Christmas. I refuse to start decorating for Christmas before Thanksgiving.
Sometimes I won't even decorate at all.
That's true.
Last year we didn't decorate at all.
That was also because of our work schedules and
didn't even put up a Christmas tree.
No, we didn't.
It is up now.
What do you truly see in him? I question that sometimes myself.
She tries to see my soul. She tries to look for the good in it.
There isn't much.
It's very little.
I went Christmas caroling at like nursing homes and stuff. The old people loved it because a lot of them.
Because old people love kids.
Well, and a lot of them didn't have
They do.
family that would come visit. So I think for them it was like cute seeing all these like little kids.
Oh, I'm
coming.
sure. I'm sure. It's all like good. Good. How do I want to put it? It's all in good fun or all in good spirit to do that stuff. I just never, for me, thought it like I wanted to do that with people. It was like no
I grew
rhyme
up
or reason.
going Christmas caroling. It was fun.
Thank God I didn't.
Did your family have real or artificial trees?
Oh, we always, when I was younger, there was a place in Reading, Pennsylvania. I don't know where because I was young. I couldn't even. I think my sister may go there every now and then still. Maybe.
To get her tree.
But we used to climb this huge freaking mountain, which was the fun part because I loved just running up the mountain. And we would always tag a tree and then walk like what felt like 2 miles back down to the car. You know, you kind of like felt like the Griswolds walking for the perfect Christmas tree.
Mom,
And
my eyes.
it was like that, and that was fun. And then I think at a time, I probably want to say right when I was about 15, 16 years old, my parents stopped. I think because they were just getting older and they really didn't want to climb. So they would start getting artificial.
Yeah. Lately, my parents only put up their artificial tree, but I remember when I was younger, it would be every other year. So one year we would have our artificial tree, and the next year we would go get a real tree, but we would go to the Bride of Gum Fur Farm because it was my mom's niece's husband's business. So there was no hill climbing. They had it all in their yard. They had planted the fir trees. So you just had to go and tell them which one you wanted, and then they would do all the work.
For Lisa and I, fake.
Yeah,
artificial.
we've never had a real tree. I feel like because I'm going to spend the money on a real tree and it's going to die before Christmas.
We don't take care of nothing.
It's hard enough to take care of the plants outside.
I have trouble taking care of myself. I mean, did you look at me?
Steelers fan?
I need to shave.
We
Ew.
are not Steelers
I'm
fans.
not. Okay, just because we come from Pennsylvania.
Does not mean we are Eagles or Steelers fans.
It does not mean that I like the Philadelphia Phillies. It
Or
does
the
not mean
Flyers.
that I like the Flyers. It does not mean that I like the 76ers.
But he does like Philly Union.
I like Philly Union. That is the only Philadelphia team I like, or Pennsylvania team. I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. I don't watch basketball anymore, but when I did, I was a Magic fan. Hockey I never really cared about.
Never cared
I just
really.
liked watching people get beat up, so I didn't really like have a team. And
You
then
went for the fights.
I went for the fights, obviously. They were good fun to go watch. I've seen the Flyers play a million times, but I would never called myself a fan of the Flyers. I just liked all the intense action. And that's why I like soccer so much, because of the intense action.
Nittany Lions. Like,
Lions, no. I
I
respect the Lions.
A lot of my extended family are Penn State alum.
Oh, yeah, so
I have a
very-
large... Pretty much my entire family are Penn State fans.
I
I don't really watch college football, but I guess if I did, I would probably cheer for Penn State.
I don't mind Penn State. I would say, like, I like them, but they're not my favorite team in college. I'm more of a Michigan Spartans type of guy, even though they suck for the last couple years. They used to be a marquee team.
Cross the bridge from Philly.
Jersey.
Joyzy. Okay.
Moving on.
Did you prefer a white Christmas, or would you prefer a white Christmas or a warm Christmas?
Warm.
We moved to Florida for a reason.
Yeah, warm Christmas. I mean, let me be honest. For Christmas in Christmas time, because I won't say Christmas Day, because it's very rare you get an actual white
I
Christmas.
was gonna say, so yeah, even when we lived in PA, it's
Like
you
snow is pretty to look at.
it's not pretty to drive in.
And shovel and slip and fall and walk around and get frostbite or almost. We've had that happen a couple times almost.
Remember when we almost fell off of our little stoop in our apartment? Because remember the landlord called and was like, "Can you shovel the snow away from the vent?" Because there was no way for him to get there, and we couldn't see the steps down from our stoop to the sidewalk, so we just get.
Oh, it was like
and,
one level playing.
Fell.
It was one level playing field, like the stoop. I knew the stoop I was on, and the rest of the snow was like the height of the stoop. So I felt like Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade. Like put my hand over my heart, have a leap of faith, and I put my foot out, and I just went forward, and I fell. I did not have faith that day.
It was rare to get a white Christmas. And
I didn't
like
have
he
faith.
said, maybe as a kid I loved the snow, but I wasn't the one driving in it. I just got to play in it.
I wrecked a couple cars in the snow. That's always fun.
Yeah. So there's that.
Warm Christmas for us.
Did your family play any Christmas games?
You answered that.
Well, I wanted us to say
For
they
us,
were
no.
Christmas games.
Never. Not even one Christmas game in my
Like,
household.
growing up, we would play games, but they weren't necessarily Christmas games. Now, ever since we started celebrating Christmas with my family, not on Christmas Day, my mom has always created, like, this fun activity.
Like
but
a
not even all
scavenger
of them
hunt.
were Christmas ones. The first one kind of was. There were some, not the whole thing, though. It was a scavenger hunt around town. But I remember, like, well, we had to go to Boyer's and buy a candy bar and sing a Christmas song to the cashier. And we had to go to Fiore's and say, what was it? Buon Natale? Which is Merry Christmas in Italian. But the whole thing wasn't Christmas related. And like last year we did an escape room. That definitely wasn't Christmas related.
Oh, the escape room was cool though.
Yeah. It was, but it wasn't Christmas.
No.
So it's not like,
And that was,
we play games, but they're not always like Christmas
that was my
games.
first time doing an escape room, and that actually was fun. It was fun. I'd like to do them again.
Eating as a sport qualify as a Christmas game? Guess it could.
I could. Why not? They have like hot dog eating contests and pie eating contests. So why couldn't it be anything else? Well, you can make a game out of anything.
Did you used to visit Santa at shopping malls?
Of course. What kid didn't? And then I'd sit on his lap and tell him all the things that I wanted and
never get
it. That's what you do. You know?
Yeah, I remember meeting Santa at the mall.
The last time I met Santa was at the bar. Many years ago, and I'm going to post that picture soon.
No.
Like I do every year. I post a picture on the social media. Lisa hates it. It was a picture years past.
I hate it.
Oh, it's me and Santa hanging out. But it'll be coming soon.
We visited Santa at the shopping mall.
Yeah, who did it?
Would you prefer someone buy something you ask for or have it be a surprise? I guess it depends what the surprise is. If it's a spider in a box, I'd rather have something I asked for. If it's something that they know I would like, but I didn't necessarily ask for, like all the Packers stuff I got from my sister, my brother-in-law, and my parents when they used to live out in Wisconsin, I enjoyed all of those. I didn't ask for them because I didn't know what was at the shop, at the stadium. Those were happy surprises. Spider in a box, rather get something I asked for.
Nobody buys me surprise gifts anymore. Because,
I think it's harder as you get older.
Well, because I'm so
picky,
hard and picky, everybody says, of what I would want, or I just don't tell them anything. So they're like, well, you just pick it out, or I'll just give you cash, or I'll just give you gift cards. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm just too picky the older I got. But I feel that's every adult.
Yeah, I feel like as you get older, it's kind of hard for it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Because, as you get older, it's like...
or it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like as I get older, I tell... Like, when my mom goes, oh, what do you want for Christmas? I typically tend to give her things that I actually need, not necessarily that I want. Because I think when I want something, I tend to just go buy it for myself and then...
I did ask for one need and not want. From your parents, I need a jacket. All I have in this cold weather is a hoodie
I don't
and
have
this
any
beanie.
jackets.
So, like, not a winter jacket because you don't need that here in Florida, but at least like that a Dickie jacket or something like that, like a Dickies, something like that, like a work jacket.
B-Bean, fans of mistletoe?
No,
No.
I hate it. I hate it completely.
I want to know where that whole thing started from. Like, if you're under mistletoe, you have to kiss or whatever.
Why don't you just kiss that person regardless?
Yeah, I'm not...
Do the 1, 2, 3 method. 1, 2, 3, go. You don't need mistletoe for that. You see a guy, you see a girl you like, either one. You want to kiss them. There's no mistletoe. Just use the 1, 2, 3 method. Just go 1, 2, 3, go, and kiss them. That's it. That's it.
You totally stole that from We're the Millers.
But that's the truest story in the world.
Yeah, so, no, not really a fan of mistletoe.
Nope.
Describe your perfect Christmas morning.
Being left alone. Waking up when I want to and just leave me alone till I have my coffee. Bah humbug.
Yeah, I feel like now...
Oh, and I don't have to rush and travel to go somewhere. That's another perfect thing. Let me just walk around in my underwear, winning all day, not having to rush to go anywhere, and do nothing, and just sit, drinking coffee, hanging out.
I think the perfect Christmas morning I had, I think was probably our first Christmas together, because it wasn't rush. We got up when we got up. I think you made us pancakes or waffles.
Probably.
For breakfast. And then we opened up our Christmas presents at home. And then we eventually made it up probably to your parents' house.
And then we had a rush everywhere.
No, because by that point, my parents had already started celebrating on a different day. So we just had to go to your parents' house.
Do you have a favorite type of...
Ornament or historical family ornaments?
I
don't know about historical.
No, we did have an ornament that Lisa and I really liked that was something kind of special.
And it broke.
And it broke. And we were actually kind of upset. My parents, Lisa and I, we got married in the year 2015. And my parents, they lived here in Florida at the time. Like, they just moved. We were still living up in Pennsylvania. And my mom, she found an ornament at Hollywood Studios.
It was a Mickey Mouse head ornament ball.
And it said 2015 on it. And it said...
On the opposite side, it said Star Wars Weekend, May 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, and
that was the last Star Wars weekend they had. We had gotten...
Because we went to that Star Wars weekend for our honeymoon.
We married in May of 2015. And part of our honeymoon was spent at Universal Studios, but we
made one day.
We made one day and went to Hollywood Studios for Star Wars weekend.
That was the last Star Wars weekend.
And his parents bought us that, and the ornament broke this year.
Yeah, and that was upsetting.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
I think, okay, maybe there's like one historical Christmas ornament. My mom's Christmas ornaments are like all like random stuff. A lot of things like we made as kids and whatnot. But there was one she had, and I just like playing with it all the time. And it's like these Korean slippers. It's an ornament of Korean slippers with like tassels, and I always just like playing with the tassels. And my mom actually got that because my brother was adopted from South Korea, and my mom said when she first adopted him in Philly, they used to have like a kind of like a Korean adoption convention where like all the families that adopted kids from Korea would get together, and they would have like stuff for the kids that were like from South Korea. So my mom had bought this ornament from one of those conventions, and I just love playing with it. Even to this day, I get there and I like take it off the tree and just twirl it around. It's fun. That's like the only historical one we have that I enjoy.
Yeah, I don't have that.
What are your favorite Christmas foods?
Christmas foods.
Christmas foods?
Well, I like a tofurkey.
That's Thanksgiving.
You can't have turkey on Christmas.
Ham was usually the Christmas.
But I'm just saying. A tofurkey. I like sides.
Does my mom make twice baked potatoes on Christmas?
Yes.
I like those.
I don't have like a favorite food. Shrimp.
Yeah, my mom usually has you make shrimp.
Yeah, because I'm making it, so of course I like it. I don't know. Shrimp. Shrimp's always good.
Twice baked potatoes.
And that's about it.
Twice baked potatoes.
Sides. Any type of carb. I'm Italian. I love carbs.
I like twice baked potatoes.
Well, Lisa likes twice baked potatoes. If you don't know what that is, it's a baked potato baked twice.
You bake the potato, and then you scoop out all the potato from the skin, and you add all the stuff with the potato, and then you scoop it back into the skin, and then you bake it again.
Twice baked.
Twice baked potato. I don't even know what's all in there, but it's good. I think there's cheese.
The not traditional way, but the common way is usually with like a bacon or something. But your mom would always make like one that didn't have meat in it.
My mom actually never. I don't think she ever made a twice baked potato with bacon in it. She made it the Pennsylvania Dutch way. I don't know.
Someone just asked you. Do
Do you like twice baked potatoes? I do like twice baked potatoes. They're really good. The ones my mom make, twice baked potatoes. They're good.
They're good.
Favorite Christmas food.
Favorite Christmas.
She even makes it on Christmas.
I don't even know.
I don't know. Twice baked potatoes. What do you think when do you think the Christmas tree should be taken down?
They should never be putting up.
You're terrible.
If I'm speaking about me personally, I wouldn't even put it up. I wouldn't have one. Or I'd have like a little like on the end table looking Charlie Brown looking tree with like one ornament and it's
if it
whole
weren't for
thing
me,
falling
we
over.
wouldn't have a Christmas tree and
It's
it
true.
wouldn't be up right now.
And that's not a joke in any way.
true.
That's not like a stunt to like put on for you guys. Like it's true. If it wasn't for I wouldn't even have one.
For me, I
wouldn't.
feel like the Christmas tree should be taken down whenever your family is done celebrating. So the reason I say that is like my aunt and uncle, my Uncle Roy, they always celebrated Christmas on a different day because my uncle and my cousin's husband are both police officers. So they always tended to work on Christmas. So sometimes they would celebrate before Christmas. Sometimes they would celebrate after Christmas. So like their Christmas tree may be up into like mid to late January, but it's because they hadn't celebrated yet. Like I feel like whenever you're done celebrating, the next day you take it down. That's just me. That's when Christmas is over.
I wouldn't even put it up.
No, Tony wouldn't.
Like it comes to the point. Like this year, I helped her decorate it, but most times, if she wants the tree up, I'll help her put it up.
But I have to do everything
And I
else.
won't do anything else. Like she'll string the lights, she'll put everything on.
One Christmas, I did it all by myself.
Like, if she asks for help to put it, like she doesn't know like where the certain pieces go because it's artificial, I'll at
Or
least
just help fluffing.
or fluffing because like
It
the
takes
artistic
forever.
skill and it does take forever. I'll help those little things, but decorating stuff like that's all you, man. This year I did help her,
And then he broke a bunch of ornaments.
and then I broke like 3 ornaments, Mickey ones, amazing. They shattered in broad kitchen light. Out of a 6-pack, I broke 3.
B-Bean, how about Christmas desserts? Pumpkin pies, apple pies, pecan pies, cakes, etc. Pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie.
I don't like sweets.
I like whipped cream with some pumpkin pie.
Yeah, you like a lot of whipped cream.
With some pumpkin pie.
I'm not a sweets person.
I'm not, but I'll have pumpkin pie.
I mean, if somebody made a brownie, I'll probably eat that, but that's like the extent of it. I used to really love cheesecake, like strawberry cheesecake and things like that, man. But I just don't do it no more.
And just don't do it no more.
No, I live a healthy life. No, I don't at all. I really don't. I just as I got older, sweets was kind of like a
I was never really
thing.
fully into sweets. I always enjoyed sour and salty.
like if you would go to Lisa's mom's house for Christmas,
There's desserts everywhere.
she'll have 7 or 8 of the variety of different desserts.
Yeah.
You would have a splendid time. Like everybody who loves sweets, if you do, like
Even-
that's your thing, you would be in heaven going to her parents' place.
Well, not
I
even,
look at her mom and I'm like,
why do you
Bonnie,
make all this?
this fits 2 tables and it's like you have more desserts than when you had actual meal. You know what I
She
mean?
wants enough for everybody.
It's like,
And
Jesus,
even like
woman.
when we would celebrate holidays with like my extended family, Christmas was never one of those. But like any other major holiday, we'd get together with my extended family, and there were a lot of us. Like Thanksgiving could sometimes hold like 75 people. And my mom was always the dessert person, and my aunt would tell her, just bring 3. And yet my mom would come with 8. And then would be upset that they weren't all eaten up by the time it was time to go home. Because she made too much.
And she doesn't, your mom should have been Italian.
She makes enough to feed like an entire city.
She cooks like an Italian.
I remember too, like if she would go away for like whatever, like a nurses convention, and like I guess she thought my dad didn't know how to cook for us, so she would like pre-cook all this stuff. But she'd be gone for a weekend and she'd cook enough food to last 2 weeks. I don't know what she thought we were gonna do. Yeah, she
cooks.
She cooks to feed the thousands.
And she's not a bad cook.
Yeah, she's good. Especially if you like Pennsylvania Dutch food.
Yeah, she's a bit of all right.
She's a bit of all right.
Yeah, she's a bit of all right.
Shrimp.
Oh God.
Tony yells at her anytime she tries to make shrimp.
Oh my God. I yell
You're
at her.
pre-cooking it!
Get out of my kitchen.
Just thawing it. You put it in the microwave. That's cooking it.
Yeah, I tell her, I'm like, all right. She's like, I got frozen shrimp to make it quick and easy. She's like, what do I do? I'm like, all right, you got to thaw the shrimp.
So she puts it in the
So
microwave.
thawing the shrimp would be running it under cold water. That's it. Cold water till it's defrosted. No. She puts the frozen bag of shrimp in the microwave on defrost. I'm like, you're cooking the shrimp. No, it's defrosting. What do you think's happening? You are heating the shrimp. You are cooking it. That's why it's always so tough.
Ever since then...
God!
Ever since then...
Get out of my kitchen.
My mom makes him cook the shrimp. And then, yeah, he's right. She'll come and she'll be like, Tony, my boy, how can I help you? And he'll just be like, this is my kitchen. Get out of my kitchen. And I'm like, you're in her house. Not while I'm cooking.
Yeah, well, if I'm cooking, stay out of my damn way. Get out of the kitchen. Someone's going to ruin it.
All right. Should Christmas trees have clear lights or colored?
Don't really care.
If it was up for him, there'd be no Christmas tree.
No tree, no lights. But if I would have to think about it, like we have colors on our Christmas tree.
But before this year, they were all white.
So I really could care less.
I don't really, yeah.
The question should be, should the lights be twinkling or not?
I don't think it matters if it should be white or...
Well, not if you have epilepsy.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, like one of those, like, I got tired from work, and you get like those stupid, I don't know. No, I like twinkle lights.
Twinkle lights?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I could care less if they're colored or white lights.
You just want them twinkling.
If they're twinkling, cool in my book. If they're not twinkling, you got some okay lights. I mean, if you like them, I like them.
But they better be twinkling. We don't have twinkling lights.
It's a shame.
It's a shame.
I'm going to put like a single twinkle light on there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Moving on. What's the most stressful part of Christmas for you?
Traveling.
Yeah.
I think that's everybody's stress.
I think the worst was when...
Traveling. It's so much... I feel...
It's very
on
rushed.
Christmas, it's not even on Christmas. It's on like any holiday. So
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, pretty much the main ones, mainly Christmas. You're never relaxing.
And especially like once you're with someone,
Or you're
then you have to
relaxing.
split the holidays between families. So it's like
It's tiring.
yeah, which is part of the reason why my parents
Like you can
decided-
relax from like the time you get up to probably I'd say about noon or 11 because by noon you have to already start leaving or showering to get ready to go.
That was part of the reason why my parents decided to start
it.
celebrating Christmas on a different day because I'm one of 5 kids, and then when we all started dating and getting married, and then each other's in-laws celebrate at a different time. So it was also hard to get like one time where like we were all together without someone having to run out the door to go to the significant other's family thing. But yeah, now even with like, because we moved to Florida and like our family is still up in PA, it's still the traveling. Like we still have to travel. That is stressful.
I still got to go to another state. I was complaining when like your parents lived only like 10 minutes from me. And I had to rush and travel. Now I got to fly to a different state and then do all, it's just, ugh, but you can't have like a perfect world and like, so you travel regardless. It sucks. I
Unless
hate
you
it.
live in like a commune.
I hate it. I do. That's the worst thing, and I'm sure a lot of people watching could probably agree.
I
Traveling
think any
is the most
holiday,
stressful thing.
the traveling part is the most stressful.
Yeah.
Once you're there, fine.
And then by the time you get home, it's usually so late at night, 8, 9 o'clock at night, maybe even later.
Fleetwood misses you.
Fleetwood does not miss me. I was nothing but trouble.
That's true.
It's true. It's true.
True.
Ask anybody from Fleetwood.
Tony's trouble.
I'm trouble. In a good way.
No.
Had a lot of good people hanging around.
No.
You know, but we would all get in trouble together. It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Hello, Tori. What's happening? Hello.
What's your favorite Christmas movie and what's your favorite quote from that movie?
I'll let you go first, Lisa. Favorite movie and favorite quote.
I know the movie. I gotta pick a favorite. You know what? I'm just gonna go with this quote because it's the year 2020. My all-time favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Grew up watching that every year, and because it's 2020, worse. How could it get any worse? Look around you, Helen. We're on the threshold of hell. That movie has such great quotes regardless, but year 2020, that's gotta be it. Tony must be the Grinch. Yeah, he is. Except the Grinch eventually comes to love the Who's. He don't.
Favorite movie? This one, at first, I'll say my runner-up because it was actually kind of a tie, and then this movie took over. The runner-up was Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas because I just loved that movie as a kid, still do today. Old, very old, classic type Muppet style movie. But overall, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. My favorite quote from that movie, and I use it very frequently every holiday to like co-workers or family members or people, whoever, the Merry Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss your ass, kiss his ass, Happy Hanukkah.
The shitter's full.
You check our shitters lately, honey? What's that smell? Fried pussycat. That cat had 9 lives and just sped them all. Woo! Don't throw me down, Clark.
Aunt Bethany's 85th Christmas.
This house is bigger than your old one.
Is Rusty still in the Navy?
She wrapped up her damn cat.
Great movie.
It's so quotable. Sorry. Once like we start talking about Christmas Vacation, we just start quoting stuff. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
I don't know, Margot.
So funny.
All right. Do you watch any Christmas cartoon shows that you watched as a kid, like Rudolph, Frosty, etc.?
Yes.
Is your house on fire, Clark?
No, Aunt Bethany.
It's just the lights.
It's just the lights. Christmas cartoons that I don't think that suck. Would be the claymation stuff.
I never enjoyed the claymations.
To me, those were classic.
I know they are, but I never enjoyed them.
Charlie Brown Christmas, fantastic. Although you will not see it this year. Not going to be aired in 50 years. First year. Blame Apple for that one. But yeah, claymation and the Charlie Brown stuff.
I watched the Frosty the Snowman a lot when I was a kid.
I used to watch a lot, and I can't find it. They never show it on TV anymore, so it's been since I was a kid. But I used to love. They would always air the Christmas episode of Alf. Remember the TV show Alf? They would always air that one, but they haven't done that in years. But usually claymation ones are cool. They're pretty rad. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. What's your favorite Christmas song?
Favorite Christmas song? So, the least worst of Christmas song that I like. No, actually, you know, I'm not a big fan of Christmas music.
He's not.
I really dislike. Now, there's a couple good rock and roll Christmas songs I do like. Like Chuck Berry's "Santa Claus is Coming to Town" and things like that. And Elvis, like "Blue Blue Christmas" is great. But I think my favorite I have to give it to is Paul McCartney. Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time.
That's a good one.
That song is so rad. It's great. That's great. Great song. And I hate that it is such a great song that anywhere you go, especially like when we go to the outlets, they play that song on their little outside stereo, but it's always a damn cover. And I'm like, dude, just play Paul McCartney. It's fantastic. It's timeless. Why do I have to listen to some person ruining it? That makes me mad. Furious.
I like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree?
Yeah.
That's a good tune. It's not bad. It's a bit of all right.
I don't really know if I have a favorite.
There's a lot of songs I just like. I can't get into, man. They're. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe because I've heard them like 50,000 freaking times.
Maybe that is why I just don't have a favorite, because it's like by the time Christmas Day actually comes around, it's like I've heard all of them 1,000
Yeah,
times.
and
like,
I don't want to
you're
listen
just
to them.
Yeah, you're sick of it.
And then I'm like, why doesn't anybody just make a new Christmas song? And then you'll hear like on a radio somebody has a Christmas song. I'm like, man, that sucks. So I'm like, I can't be bothered either way. Either way, I can't be bothered with
a
it.
Scrooge.
Yeah, I'd rather be a Scrooge than a Grinch.
Yeah, but then Scrooge comes around at the end.
Don't they
There's
all?
really no one to
I wouldn't.
compare him to.
Oh, you know what else was a good...
Oh,
That was a good runner-up for first of the movies? I really debated this one because it is one of my favorites as well, but Christmas Vacation did take over. Scrooged with Bill Murray. That is a freaking classic. Have you ever seen that? With Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Scrooge, where he's doing a TV show and, they, of the show Scrooge, and everything. That's great. I love that one. Anything with Bill Murray rocks my socks.
When do you prefer to shop for Christmas gifts? Black Friday, Christmas Eve, throughout December, or throughout the whole year?
Sometimes it's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
But is that when you prefer it?
No, it just happens that way.
Yeah, it's when do you prefer? Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of times that gift cards are getting purchased Christmas Day at the gas station. Had many Christmases where Christmas Eve I was finishing up. I would prefer to buy Christmas presents throughout the year.
Like once a month, buy a gift.
That never happens.
Because I see something that I think somebody would love, and I'm like, you know who would love that? Me. And then I buy it for me. That's why Christmas doesn't get done.
Yeah, I feel like I typically start in like November, and then it's a mad rush in December to finish.
And I'll be honest, Black Friday shopping
It's typically for us.
it's for me. It's for us. We buy ourselves something and I always buy something electronic.
Yeah,
It's like my one big purchase a year.
Yeah.
It is
I would
what it is.
prefer to do it all year long, or throughout the year. I mean, it doesn't happen.
No, we have good intentions, but terrible.
Every year after Christmas, I'm like, next year, gonna start shopping earlier. Never do.
No, never happens.
Never do. So, that's that.
Next question.
If you could share Christmas dinner with one famous historical figure, who would you choose?
If I could have Christmas dinner with one historical figure. Ooh, a historical figure. A historical figure I would have
We're all like,
dinner with. Christmas dinner with. Edgar Allan Poe?
that would be something you would choose.
I think Edgar would be cool. Or John Wilkes Booth.
Why?
I'd like to pick his brain of how he came to think murdering the president would have been a good idea. I
What
don't
went
know.
through your mind? I was like,
At what point of the day did you wake up, look in the mirror, and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna murder the president"? I like to pick his brain. I'd say Edgar Allan
it
Poe.
makes me just think think of those memes with like Nicolas Cage. It's like,
Oh, I love
when
Nicolas
you're
Cage.
drunk on July 4th. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
That's right. Nick Cage would be awesome, but he's not a historical
No.
figure. I think I'd go Edgar Allan Poe. Have him read me some poetry. That'd be rad.
Some gothic poetry on Holly Jolly Day.
I love Edgar Allan Poe, man.
I know you do.
For those that don't know, I have him tattooed right on me. I love Edgar Allan Poe.
And we even
great.
ate at that one restaurant in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think
Raven.
The Raven, which is this bar
It was
pub.
like- yeah,
pub.
pub.
It was a pub, so it had
good
food. And it was, dude,
The
walking
rail,
upstairs
the
and the
railing
rail,
of the stairs was like black
gothic
vines.
black vines. They had the Raven, the
like
crow,
a big mural of the Raven.
actually sitting up top, and it was all these like Edgar Allan Poe inspired craft beers. And the food was amazing. Like the
Yeah.
fish there was great. Well, Baltimore does amazing food in
Yeah.
general. It was very dark and gothic-y, purple, black, and it had all like his artwork, and the walls were just like cursive of his
yeah, it was either like
poetry.
cursive of his poetry, or they would just have
Paintings
like
of his
paintings to like
Dude.
depict the poetry.
If you're in Baltimore, and if the place is still open, because COVID, things like that, you could consider it's a small place. It wasn't
I'm
big.
sure I'm sure right now if it is open,
Probably just takeout.
yeah.
But if you can at least step
good
inside
food.
to grab your order, I think it is called the Raven.
I think it is.
Just look up Edgar Allan
wasn't
Poe
it something
inspired.
Annabelle?
Oh, the Annabelle Lee.
The Annabelle Lee.
That's what it's called.
was.
It's called the Annabelle Lee. So type in Baltimore Annabelle Lee or restaurant. Make sure you put that in.
Otherwise it'll probably just give you the history.
It'll just give you, because you can see Edgar's grave site and go to his house and tour that. So they'll give you all that information. Make sure you put in restaurant.
Good
And
place.
yeah, it's awesome. Good food.
Historical I know what I'm gonna go with.
Santee.
No, Mr. Walt Disney himself.
Why Walt?
Pick his brain.
Pick his brain.
Yeah.
What would you ask Walt Disney?
If you were alive today during this pandemic, what would you do?
That's the question you would ask him?
Yeah. And maybe I could if I didn't live in Florida and have an annual pass, maybe he could get me in for free on Christmas Day.
Aw, maybe. Maybe he would do that for you.
Mr. Walt Disney himself. I don't know.
I think Walt would be a good one to have
I think he
dinner
would
with.
be fun.
He
Because he's all about...
seemed like a down-to-earth
Yeah.
dude.
He's all about everyone living their childhood dream, so let's make it all Christmas-like.
Yeah.
So I
Walt
thought you would
Disney.
pick Joan of Arc or someone like that. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Lisa would be interested to talk to them.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, Mr. Walt Disney.
Walt Disney's a good one.
Yeah.
Next question.
He seemed like a good guy.
Down-to-earth dude.
What?
Or Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
I would consider him a historical
Yeah,
figure.
I would.
I think, actually, he would be my number one over Edgar Allan Poe.
Mr. Rogers.
I think Mr. Rogers. I grew up with that dude.
I grew up with that dude.
I mean, not like,
Grew up right next door to him. If you could... Nope, that's the one we just did. What Christmas songs are overplayed? All of them?
All of them are overplayed.
All I Want for Christmas Is You?
Oh, God, the Mariah Carey song. Okay, listen, the Mariah Carey song is a good song. It's a timeless song. It was made like 2 decades ago, and it's still played every year because, you know what? It is a fantastic
Literally,
song.
You can listen to it on the radio.
But God,
hit
stop.
stand, and it's on that station. And
Just
it's just
stop.
over and over.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like I said, it's timeless. It is a great song.
I have not heard Feliz Navidad once this year. And that's
I don't listen to radio.
typically a song that's overplayed.
I don't listen to the radio. I don't have
But
radio.
yeah, All I Want for Christmas Is You, that's like all I ever hear.
That's like the main one.
Yeah.
It's old. It's getting old real fast.
Good song.
Yeah, I mean, I
If you
understand.
stop overplaying it, maybe I would enjoy it more.
It's not a song when I say good song, like I'm going to play it or, owned it. I mean, good. When I say good song, I'm like, It was well written, it's
has a
catchy.
great
She has a
voice.
she does have a great voice, or did. It's very catchy. It's upbeat. She's got a lot of hooks in it. I can understand and appreciate why a lot of people like it, and that's why I think it's a good song and very timeless. But just come on, how many times a day do you have to play it? Just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I think we're almost done.
Yeah, we are. What Christmas movies are overplayed? Elf.
Elf is very overplayed.
Yeah, it's on every day.
I am actually starting to get sick of the Christmas Eve, all day, 24 hours a day of Christmas Story. I like the movie. Let's just play it once. Can we have a year where we don't play for 24 hours straight on Christmas Eve?
I think the other movie that gets overplayed is A Christmas Carol. But it's only
which
because
version?
That's what I mean. The story is overplayed because there's how many versions of it, and it's like every day you could watch a different one. But it's all the same.
Yeah, that's true.
The Jim Carrey one, I feel like I don't enjoy anymore after working at Walmart, and they would play that every day, all day in the break room.
I only resort to 3 different type of Christmas Carol movies.
The Muppets.
The Muppets, Christmas Carol, Scrooged, because that is a Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
With Bill Murray. And there's this one, and it's actually on my Roku. And it is called Scrooged as well, or Scrooge. But it was a
It's like an older one.
70 something. It was one that my grandmother used to always play, and I would watch. And I liked it, I think, probably just because of remembrance of me watching with her. And it's on my Roku, and I have to watch it. I got really excited. Found it like 3 days ago, actually.
I think that's why I never get excited to watch Christmas Carol. It's just because it's like, it doesn't matter if it's a one I haven't seen yet. Like, I've seen the Christmas Carol so many times, and I'm like, ugh.
No. But those are my 3 that I will watch.
Home Alone. I like that movie. Maybe it is overplayed. I don't know.
I don't, maybe. Because when it's on, I don't really go out of my way to be like, oh, let me keep it on that channel.
I don't know.
Maybe it's overplayed. I don't know.
Maybe.
It could be. I understand why people might think that. Absolutely.
Bean, do you think Mariah knew it would be timeless, like White Christmas, for example?
No.
I don't think she knew it would be timeless.
No. No musician
ever, I think.
Nobody knows. I've been in bands for many, 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 many years. I have performed with these national acts and other things like that. Not Mariah Carey, but national big acts. And they always get asked that in every interview. Did you know this was going to be Nobody knows. They just write a song. They think it's good. And
hi, Chrissy O.
Chrissy O. And
Chrissy O. And
but like these artists, they don't know that their stuff's gonna be like I could write a song and be like, that song's good. I would never think, or artists would ever think like that's gonna be a timeless song.
Yeah.
Nobody does. Most of the time when they think like, especially like a Christmas song, they're like, oh, this will probably be good for and it'll just be played out the year. They might have that expectation.
Yeah.
But like Paul McCartney did not have expectations of his going on for 2 decades. Mariah Carey the same as well. I think Celine Dion did one. It didn't last as long. But a lot of these groups, they don't think that's going to happen. Maybe just for that year when it comes out, but
that's about it.
That's about it.
Let's write a song and I will pitch it to my buddies over in Nashville and let's hope it makes it big. What shall we call it? Tony's a Grinch?
It's not catchy enough. I don't know.
Okay. What Christmas movie or song could you listen to that doesn't bother you?
I feel like we kind of already answered that.
Doesn't that go along with your favorite Christmas song?
Yeah. So let's skip that one because we kind of already did that.
I don't want to do the last one.
What's the last question?
Sing me a line from a Christmas song.
Sing for them. Just a line. They've asked you to sing.
They didn't ask me.
Emoji hands if you want Lisa to sing one line from a Christmas song.
Nope.
Do it.
You do it.
You do it.
You do it.
I have no shame.
I know you don't. That's why you can do it.
Does anybody want to hear Lisa sing?
No.
Why?
I don't want to.
Even it could be terrible singing. Who cares? Oh, she's so nervous. See, sing, please.
No, you sing.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Fine, you talked me into it.
What are you gonna sing?
Always my song I sing. I need a little mood music first, like a little beat. Ba-do-do-do, dub, 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 ba-do-do-do, dub, 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 dub. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Where the treetops listen and the wow to hear sleigh bells in the snow. The snow.
The snow.
Oh, I'm dreaming. That was the Elvis rendition.
Good job.
Thank you. Best in the world.
I wouldn't say that.
See how straight-faced that was?
Do you have a favorite Christmas crooner?
What's a crooner?
I love some Andy Williams Christmas ballad. What's a crooner?
I don't know what a crooner is.
Okay, I'm not the only one.
I don't know what a crooner is.
Do I need to Google it?
Bravo! Thank you.
Crooner. What's a crooner?
I don't know what a crooner is.
Chrissy, what's a crooner?
Why don't you Google? You have a phone.
I was waiting for her to respond.
Way to go, Tony. Thank you.
Crooner.
Best in the world.
What is a crooner?
And I think that was all of our questions while Lisa is Googling what a crooner is.
A singer, typically a male one, who sings sentimental songs in a soft, low voice. They had a name for that?
I would just call it sentimental. I'm a sentimental singer.
A male singer that sings sentimental songs in a low, soft voice.
I can get very low.
In a soft voice?
Yeah, I could be a sexy singer. Why you laugh? I don't know. Well, that's it, guys. That was
You
our...
didn't answer a question.
What was the question?
Do you have a favorite Christmas crooner?
Like a sentimental singer? I guess I would just be Elvis.
There you go.
Elvis. Yeah, Elvis.
Elvis.
There's a lot of singers I do love, but if we're talking about
Seuss,
sentimental...
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
With Jim Carrey. I do like that one.
That was the Celine Dion song. From The Grinch. Where Are You Christmas?
Oh, yes, that is. That
Was
is.
Celine Dion?
No, that wasn't Celine.
Oh, Shania Twain? Someone.
Somebody. I don't know who did that. Great show. Thank you. You are very welcome. Thank you for hanging out with us and hearing our
Dion.
Christmas
Faith Hill.
questions that we do apparently every year now. So you get to know our Christmas time a little bit and our thoughts. If you guys haven't checked it out, I have to plug it. I have to. I hate plugging things, but I have to plug it. We have merchandise finally. Yay. Teespring.com/store. Tip of the ears. You get all your rock and roll gear. You know, there's like 4 different designs on there. Women's, men's, tank tops, hoodies, face masks, kids' clothes, whatever. It's all on there.
Chrissy, I'm so sad.
If you need a link, just, you know, it's in the description below. I hate plugging things, but it's like I should plug that, I guess. Anything else you want to say?
That I'm sad we won't see Chrissy O this week.
I know, we won't see her. I told her we have to work. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you for supporting. That's awesome.
Your grandbabies are adorable.
They are. Bloganito.
She's adorable.
She is. All right, guys. We will see you next time. We have taken up much of your time. Have a good night, and we will see you next time. We'll be at Universal this weekend.
Well, Friday.
Friday. So expect some Universal videos. Christmas stuff.
Christmas, if we get in.
We should. Should be fun.
I don't know.
Vlog.
Vloganito.
Vloganito. Finito. Bye-bye.